Hi guys, welcome back to GFFA Games and the Old Republic. This episode we should finish up on Alderaan and potentially even end Chapter 1 Strike of the Desolator. So, let's have a look to see where we are. Our class mission is to go back to our ship because we've finished those missions on Alderaan. However, we've got several planetary missions open. Sith Among the Ruins, Sudden Death, Bomb on Board, and Tower Defense. So let's have a quick look at our map and see what we want to do and in what order. So if we go up there, we can do Tower Defense. So let's have a look to see what that one is. Tower Defense. We've got to destroy the Thule Intel mainframe, destroy the Thule Intel backup server, and sabotage the weather tower reactor. Captain Bara has discovered that House Thule has converted an Organa weather tower into a surveillance device. The intel they have gathered so far is more than enough to allow House Thule to overrun Ward Post Hearn. You have agreed to help Captain Bara infiltrate the Imperial bunker, destroy House Thule's intel, and deactivate the tower. We did indeed agree to do that, so let's go ahead and do it. Which way is it? This-a-wise. I'm quite looking forward to getting Chapter 1 finished. I think there are 2 more chapters in the base game, and then it's on to, I think it's Rise of the Hutt Cartel is the first expansion, and we've kind of got to decide whether we want to go straight onto the expansion. I'm going the wrong way. Or maybe look into some of the other classes that we haven't played. I'd like to play some of the Imperial story, certainly. I think it's up there, isn't it? How the hell do I get up there? Am I off my rocker? Is it up here? Yes, this looks right. Yes, I think we might play the Sith Warrior next. You know, after we've finished the Jedi story. Then I'll go through them like that, I think. Not 100%. And in any case, it's still, you know, going to take us forever to actually get to that point. Okay, so stage 1 is defeat Thule force. Oh, that's the bonus stage. Okay, so the bonus is in several stages. And the first stage we've got to defeat 40 of these guys. We can do that. They are quite easy. What's this do? I like them little barrels. I would also like to play Knights of the Old Republic and KOTOR 2. I think I may play those next. But alongside this, rather than, you know, instead of. One of the reasons I want to try and get through so much of the tour as I can is that I don't know how long it's gonna remain active. You know, I mean, I know Star Wars Galaxies is still around. You can still play it in its on its, I think they're fan servers, aren't they? Yeah, it's not quite the same as having official support and the player base and everything. Not that we really do much with other players on this game, admittedly, but you know, I don't know if the world would feel a little sad if there were no other players on it. Maybe not. Man, I haven't played Knights of the Old Republic in years. I just got an email a couple of days ago, actually, as I'm recording this, that said that the Switch version of KOTOR 2 is no longer going to have the extra content, you know, that was modded in. They were offering I think free versions of some of the other games. I'm not sure, can't remember now. There were some, you know, some offers to make up for the not delivering on their promise. I'm not quite sure why they're not delivering on that promise. I mean, it was all done for them, I'd have thought. I don't think it'd be that difficult to port it over. Having said that, I haven't played the port of Knights of the Old Republic 1 on Switch. I do have the game. I'll get them from Limited Run, you know, the physical versions. Don't actually own a Switch, that's why, but I do collect the physical games as much as possible. There is one physical game that has eluded me so far, and that is Super Return of the Jedi for the Game Gear, specifically the Game Gear version. I didn't know there was one until a couple of years ago. But yeah, I've not been able to get that one. I have it's just called Star Wars for the Game Gear, but just not Super Return of the Jedi. Don't know why they didn't release the other Super games on Game Gear. Just that one. Okay, we have managed to do the first stage of the bonus. Now we've got to destroy ammunition caches. Can't see any obvious... Oh, that one there. Yep, okay. Oh, hello. So they look like that, do they? There's one over there. I keep hitting shift to run. But I think I'm thinking of another game there. Later tonight, I'm going to be reading the final issue of Dark Horse's Dark Empire. It's been a while since I read that, and it's been quite an interesting experience reading it issue by issue. Normally I've only ever read it in collected form, and I think when you do that you kind of, I mean, I'm speaking only for myself of course, I kind of I shouldn't really say that. I kind of skip over some of the details in the storyline. Whereas when you read it issue by issue, you savour it a little bit more. What has been most interesting has been reading the letters columns from 1992. Some of the people really don't like Dark Empire, and some people think it's absolutely perfect, you know. Very few people land somewhere in the middle. Okay, that's the second stage of the bonus. What's the final stage of the bonus? Destroy the Thule command station. Well, I would absolutely love to destroy it if I knew what and where it was. Tell me on my map? No. That's a good point actually. Where's this other stuff we're meant to be destroying? Is it in here? It's probably in here, isn't it? But once I've read Dark Empire, I'm going to be moving on to Tales of the Jedi. It's the original Tales of the Jedi series, the 5-issue. It was collected as Knights of the Old Republic. One of those titles that's been used quite a bit. But yeah, it's just called Tales of the Jedi. The what's this thing? Oh, that's nothing that I can do anything with. Oh, it's a bloody lift, isn't it? Well, at least it's here. I think it is. Come on. I also want to read the Knights of the Old Republic John Jackson Miller series, which I think I'm going to be doing shortly because... Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, we're in the right place, that's fine. So I'd like to get those read before I play Knights of the Old Republic. Obviously, it's a bit of a prequel, and in true Star Wars fashion, the prequel was written after the games. I had some fantastic, some fantastic times on the Dark Horse message boards back in the day talking about that series. I remember somebody guessed the twist, and it kind of ruined it a little bit for me. I won't tell you what the twist was in case you haven't read it. But regardless, it's a fun series, and it's going to be interesting to experience it as a collection because I've got the omnibus. The last time I read it, it was obviously month by month as it was released. In fact, I'm pretty sure in one of the issues, or it could be, it was definitely a John Jackson Miller series. It might have been Knight Errant actually, because I got sent a pre-release copy of that to review because they wanted to put some, you know, have a letters column in the first issue as it came to print. So they sent me the first issue printed out on A4 paper, very nice A4 paper, good paper stock, don't get me wrong, and asked me to send an email in reviewing it, which I did, and I'm pretty sure my letter ended up in the first issue. I no longer own that issue, which is a bit of a shame, isn't it? I should probably buy that again. But no, I do miss those times, being excited for something on a monthly basis. You know, you just don't. Well, it's not the same, is it? Because I'm speaking very generally, but I don't feel that Marvel, current Marvel anyway, have quite got the same reverence for the source material that Dark Horse did. And by reverence, I mean they just don't seem to get it. Or they perceive it differently to how I perceive it, which is probably more accurate. But I mean, Dark Horse, they did some fantastic stuff. Don't get me wrong, they did a lot of rubbish as well. You know, some of the stories in Tales, for example, that really wasn't my cup of tea. The Infinities stuff really wasn't my cup of tea. There were a couple of one-shots as well, I remember. Was it called Star Crash or something? That just didn't feel like a Star Wars story at all. That was in the... It was the Republic series, before it was called Republic. Wow. Check out those effects, eh? Right, where are we going now? Down here, is it? Oh no. No. I'm curious how people would react to some of the expanded universe content that aren't familiar with it, that are perhaps only familiar with the current content of you know, Disney. Okay, that's the mission done. There's still the bonus to do, but that must be on the... Oh, they're respawning. Yeah, the bonus I think is on the upper level anyway, so it's not a problem. Yeah, I kind of have rose-tinted glasses a little bit for some of this stuff. I mean, take Dark Empire as a fantastic example. I mean, I think if it was released nowadays, you know, ignoring the fact that parts of it were used in episode 9, I don't think it would be particularly well received, because it... You know, it kind of skirts around its Star Wars-ness. The art style, I think, is very divisive. Personally, I like the art, don't get me wrong, I think it's really good. But, you know, it... Come on, T7. I can see why some people wouldn't like it. Some of the ships, the new ships, don't look like they belong in the universe. It's very, very murky artwork. You know, the very dark colours and things like that. Luke Skywalker looks miserable throughout the entire series, which is interesting. Yeah, he looks far older than he should be, 6 years after Return of the Jedi. Right, where the hell is this command station? It's not over there, is it? It doesn't look like it. Just mousing over things to see if it gives me a clue. Let's take this guy out. These guys woke up, have they? Right, okay. Command station, where are you? It's not going to be out here, is it? It is. It's down. Oh no, that's Captain Barra. That's a different mission. Destroy the Thule command station. It's got to be in that corner then, hasn't it? It's not out here. Oh, this is going to be annoying, isn't it? It's got to be over here where everything else is, surely. But I'd say this is the only thing that looks anything. No, there's nothing here to destroy. It's not to be down there, is it? Why would it be? Why would they put it miles out of where we want to be? Final stage, oh yeah. It's down there. Okay, that's a little bit frustrating. But never mind, let's go and do that. I'd say the last few times I've logged on to the game, the chat seems to be quite active. I've not really noticed that before. People talking some absolute nonsense. I don't know, but I once got busy in the Burger King bathroom. No, I don't know why you would, but it's funny that you can. I don't know where them voices came from, I'm sorry. Alright, command station, where are you? Is it up here? Is it? It's a story area. How curious. Oh, hello. Cannot see target. He's right there, buddy. Come on, T7, let's just take this guy out and be done with it. Off he goes. And he goes. See why they had to put it into a little instance. Suppose that back to tank or whatever it was has to remain intact otherwise. There we go, he's dead. I know. Right, let's go. There's nothing else in here remotely interesting to us. Oh, thank you. So we've got to return to Captain Barra. Let's have a look at our map then. We might as well fast travel back there and then go on and do that one, hadn't we? While we pissing about. I'm curious what people think is the best of the expanded universe. Yeah, I haven't read it all. In fact, I've probably only read about 30%, if not less. That was a short conversation. How I like them. Oh, have we gone up a level as well? No. Advancement legacy. Okay, so I thought we'd gone up a level, but I'm sure we're already level 53, so maybe not. Yeah, I was going to say, I've probably only read about 30% of the expanded universe, maybe less. The reason for that is I was mostly, anyway, reading the prequel era stuff. And the reason for that was I was trying to read stuff in chronological order. I've probably read... where am I going here? I've probably read the Tales of the Jedi era more times than I can count, because I started the chronological reading order at no end of times, honestly, and it was my favourite era, I think. Yeah, I've read quite a few, if not most, of the prequel era books. I got a little despondent when the Clone Wars cartoon was released, because I was such a fan of the multimedia project, and it just kind of trounced all over it. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that. And I've not really been a fan of it in general, really, the Clone Wars cartoon. Yeah, I do think that the Dark Horse series set during the Clone Wars was, and this is from memory, again, of reading it month by month back in the day, was probably the best that they did. You know, it really was a phenomenal series. John Ostrander and Jan Decima, or Decima, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that surname, it's very strange. Oi. Strangle me, you bugger. Normally have to pay people to do that. Yeah, and obviously Legacy, the other Ostrander and Decima series, was another masterpiece in my opinion. A little, you know, not quite as good, don't get me wrong, but I love the fact that it adds totally new characters, you know. I was very excited. The legacy of like the Skywalkers, arguably done better than what they did in the sequel trilogy. And I say arguably as in, you know, objectively better. Anyway, what mission is this one? Sith among the ruins. Defeat Sith commanders 0 out of 4. Let's have a little read to see what the story is here. Sith commanders are attempting to establish a base inside the Jedi ruins in the Glarus Valley. House Organa has declared that this cannot be allowed to happen. Travel to the Jedi ruins on the northern cliffs in the Glarus Valley and take out any Sith commanders you encounter. Well, we're gonna do that, no problemo, right? Oh no. Get off. Yeah, I'll tell you one series that I wasn't a big fan of, which was an Ostrander and a Samer pair up. And that was Dawn of the Jedi. It just didn't feel like it ever really explored its themes very well. I don't want to say it was rushed, because I don't think that's fair, but I think it needed more. I think it needed a longer, to stretch its story out a little longer in order to really maximise on it. It makes me wonder if they realised that it was kind of a non-starter, I don't know. I remember reading the novel that they did as well. It wasn't that wasn't by Ostrander, that was by another author I can't remember the name of. Ostrander did write a short story though that was included in the novel. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah. Not a big fan of that series. Not because it was awful, just it never kind of got off the ground, in my opinion. I believe it's going to be collected in the Tales of the Jedi omnibus that's coming out next year. Might be an opportunity to read it again. I actually gave away my my copies of the Dawn of the Jedi to somebody that was, it was a podcast. I can't remember. Somebody was kind of exploring Ashla and Bogan, the light and dark concepts, and obviously that played a major part in Dawn of the Jedi. That was definitely a series that suffered from the lack of time difference in development between what we know of like the prequel era and what was meant to be thousands and thousands of years before it. It just wasn't distinct enough, in my opinion. I have heard that it was intentional in terms of Knights of the Old Republic, the video game, that they were kind of forced to make it more recognisable, recognisably Star Wars, I don't know if that's true, it's just what I heard. But it does make sense, because why else would you do it? I mean, clearly they didn't have quite the same restrictions back when they did Tales of the Jedi, because that's much more it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, the aesthetic, but it feels more ancient. And if I remember rightly, the continuity fix between the different aesthetics was that the Tales of the Jedi is like a trend, that stuff was made to look ancient when actually it was just made to look that way. I don't know. I do remember, again, you had things like Jedi versus Sith, which I know was kind of retconned in the Path of Destruction novel, but that always amused me with it was called something like Lord Valentine or something silly, but he had a ship, like a galleon or whatever you want to call them, but it was a spaceship. And I remember thinking that was very silly. Plus, if I remember rightly, he looked like an elf. But yes. I was going to say Valentine's too earthly a name, but I mean, I think that's... I don't think that's a very valid criticism, because, I mean, this is a franchise with Bens and Lukes. Yeah, it's a tough one, that, isn't it? Lord Valentine. There was something about that name that just didn't sit right with me. So I'm not quite sure what the difference is between, you know, it's fine to have a character called Ben, it's not fine to have a character called Valentine. I don't know. It might be because it's a surname. Yeah, 'cause I mean, you can have like a character called Luke Skywalker, or Starkiller, or Dark Lighter, or Kenobi, any of these kind of names. But as soon as you say Luke Smith or something, or even something like Grand Admiral Smith, you know, it doesn't quite work as well. In my opinion. Your opinion may vary. Okay, well, I defeated 2 Sith commanders so far. I was hoping we were going to find more. This is a very... feels quite a big area. And unfortunately, I don't think it's a story area, so I think we may have to fight our way out of it. Actually, we can fast travel out if it comes to that. Here's another Sith commander. We've got an interesting thing through the post today. It's a guide to the Star Wars universe from the 1980s. It's the first edition of the book, I believe. There was a second edition published in 1994, I think. Basically, it was just after the Thrawn trilogy had been released, so it references that, but nothing else, as far as I'm aware. I'm actually not sure it even references Dark Empire. It might do. But yeah, this first edition was released in the 80s, so it's very... I mean, it's even before the West End Games stuff started to expand on things. The vast majority of the content in the 90s version is West End Games, you know. Vast majority of it. It'll be interesting to see what content the 80s one used. I haven't really had a proper flick through it yet. I don't know if it considers the Marvel series canon. The 90s one didn't, but it did. It did consider the Archie Goodwin and Al Williamson newspaper strips canon, which is interesting. And in fact, I'm not quite sure I should say canon, because it made a very clear distinction between what was original concepts from George Lucas and Lucasfilm. So stuff from the movies, stuff from the screenplays, stuff from the novelizations, and what came from tie-in material, the roleplay game, the comic book, the, you know, novels, all of that stuff that didn't come directly from Lucasfilm but was, you know, officially licensed material, you know. I think later that was deemed a difference between G canon, which was George Lucas's contributions, and C canon, which was everything else. I might be wrong. I think later they started expanding it with stuff like TV canon and whatever else there was. What I did find interesting was it treated the Ewoks movies, as well as the Droids and Ewoks cartoon, as, you know, not a George Lucas production, so not George Lucas level canon. So that was something that was decided early on in the expanded universe's life. I do remember reading Secrets of Shadows of the Empire, which, by the way, if you're a fan of the expanded universe, is one of the greatest behind-the-scenes books there is on that. It's an absolute must-have if you're interested in the behind-the-scenes of the early expanded universe. Some fascinating quotes and things in there. But yeah, what I remember them saying in that is they really didn't count the Marvel comics as something that they wanted to incorporate into this shared universe that they were developing. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. I know it was certainly picked apart later. Whether or not you'd consider it canon, I doubt it. Oh, we've got a boss fight, have we? But it was used later on in some Dark Horse material. Referenced, I should say. You have things like the wheel and... I'm trying to think. Yeah, the wheel's the only thing that jumps to mind as having been referenced later on. In Disney's canon, they also picked it apart like they do everything. Enfys Nest, who was if I remember rightly, a red-bearded pirate man on a swoop bike, became a young, racially ambiguous teenager, which was an interesting choice. I believe she was in the Willow series, which I never watched and now can't because they've taken it off Disney Plus. At least I think they've taken it off. They're gonna do if they haven't already done it. Yeah. I've heard it was terrible. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the movie. I say big fan, you know. I like the movie. I read the novel, and I also read the 3 sequels that they published in... Oh, that was the early 90s, wasn't it? That was Chris Claremont, the X-Men writer, that wrote those, based on a story treatment by George Lucas. George Lucas was quite disappointed with them for some reason. I don't know how, since they were based on his story treatment. But yeah, they're not very good. Very, very dry. Very dry material. Everybody seems out of character. And when I say everybody, I mean the characters that are still alive and aren't killed off in the prologue. So, yeah, if you're a big fan of the Willow movie, it might be worth checking them out just because, well, it's more Willow. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend them if you're just curious, because they are particularly that last book. If I remember rightly, it's like 4 chapters, and each chapter's the length of an actual novel. And if you're someone like me that likes to read a chapter and finish, it's not feasible. No, I wasn't a fan. Alderaan in that book is just awful as well. Spoilt little brat. She does get better as the book goes on. I don't know. You know what? If you're interested, you'll read it anyway. You don't need my recommendation, right? If you're not interested, remain not interested, because you're not missing out on much. I don't quite know what the series did, but I've heard it was dreadful. There were instances where it looked like you had people in jeans and cowboy hats, which certainly doesn't fit the aesthetic of the movie, which had a very medieval look and feel to its technology levels. I might be wrong. Right. What's this guy want? He's a tough guy, isn't he? Doesn't seem to be dealing us much damage, thankfully. Say that as he just clobbers me on head. Where's he gone? There we go. Oh no, I thought he died then, but it was me just getting knocked out. Well, this is a long fight, isn't it? Not particularly interesting. There we go. Right, that was a bit annoying, but never mind. Everyone's respawned. We've just got to return to the mission terminal. Before we do that, let's actually look to see whereabouts that mission terminal was. Okay, yep, it's just back where we were. Back here. Don't like the fact she waves every time we arrive in a place. Right, where's the mission terminal? This a wise. I will accept, thank you very much. Oh, we've got a message. Duke Charl Organa. Subject, Kaikena Herot. I feel I owe you an apology. My men have reclaimed the Ulgo Pain Factory facility and reported back on their findings. What horrors you must have witnessed. I am shocked at how far our brothers in House Ulgo have fallen, though I have no right to be, given the brutality of my own house. I am reassigning Science Commander Kaikana Herot. Her insistence that we preserve as much as we could from the Ulgo facility shows that she is not fit for her post. Please know that she does not represent the wishes of House Organa, and accept my thanks again for dismantling that evil place. Duke Charles Rimot Organa. Thank you very much. I'll take your rubbish. From Andrea Crescent, one good turn. Just wanted to thank you again for the rescue from House Rist, and for your advice. My father is still being stubborn, but I think he'll change his mind once he sees my next report. I'm posing as a long-lost cousin to House Thule now, and a cousin can get much farther than a servant girl ever could. Interesting. You understand why I can't go into details? I do. I've enclosed some of the spoils of my new position. This should make us more than even. Andra. What is that implying about House Thule? Perhaps I just have a dirty mind. Anyway, Duke Horace Thule, subject Elena Hark. Congratulations on stopping Lord Nefarid, for both our sakes. The would-be assassin Elena Hark is still in my custody on Alderaan. Despite all she's done, I'll honor my promise to you and keep her alive. Turns out she's more than happy to spill her guts over everything she knows about the Sith and the Empire. Her intel has been quite revealing. I've discovered she's not the only spy in my house. I owe you my life, and House Thule does not forget its friends. Stand, endure, prevail. Duke Horace Thule. Okay. I'll take that. I think that's all our messages for today. Okay, let's have a look on our map. So what's next? So I've got two missions. One of them takes us into another area of Alderaan, which is interesting. But this one's down here. Ulgo War Camp. Bomb on board. Retrieve Ulgo Bomb defusal codes. 0 after 12? My god, that's a lot. Bomb on board. Here we are. C6N8. A militant protocol droid asks you to help his master defuse a House Ulgo explosive on an important transport ship. First, you'll need to obtain the defusal codes. To defuse a... yeah, defusal. That's not a word I've ever seen before. Infiltrate the Ulgo war camp on the Riparian Bluffs in the Glarus Valley and retrieve the codes from the camp's bomb technicians. Let's do it. Defusal. What an interesting word. I'm going to have to look that one up, you know, and see if that is actually a word or if they've just invented it. A defusal code. There we are, the Glarus Valley. We're quite a way into the Glarus Valley. What's this thing? Oops. Wow, look at that. You don't see that kind of thing every day. I suppose you would if you lived around here. We haven't been doing a lot of archaeology lately, have we? Just kind of ignoring that. There's certainly some planets that have got more of that kind of stuff lying around than others. Oh, I don't want to be heading up that way again. I don't want to get attacked by that thing. This might be quite a long video, this one. I do want to get Alderaan finished tonight, so I am just going to play it through until we do that. I'm quite keen to get on with things, because I have been playing this game for a long time, and that's not to say I'm not enjoying it, because I am. But I don't have... You know, I find it difficult to find time to play video games at the minute. I think I've gone into that before. There's a lot going on at the moment. However, when I do have time, I tend to only put in an hour or so. And really, ideally, I need to be doing more, you know? Otherwise I'm never going to get through this damn thing. Yeah, I can always cut the videos up, I suppose, if it's going to be a 2-hour video. You know, not many people watch this series anyway, so I don't think it makes a difference what I do. I just thought it was fun to record as I played through this game. And then, I suppose if in the future I forget what the storyline is, I can always just re-watch my videos if I need to. Of course, it's quite possible that the game won't be around back by that point. Yeah, I keep saying it won't be around, but I don't know that. Might be around for years and years and years. Right, okay, so it's somewhere over here. What is this place? These are the Riparian Bluffs. Everything is shaking, which is interesting. So where are these diffusal codes? I'm guessing they're up here. Camp guards, interesting. Yeah, there's bomb technicians there, look. Oh, who's fighting us? This guy? He's a bomb technician. Alright, we'll kill you. If we can. Why aren't you letting me fight you? There we are. That's one bomb technician down. We've got his diffusal codes. Knocked my microphone over there. I'm not sure if that made a noise or not. Okay, some more diffusal codes. 5 out. Oh, right, okay, so some of them have got more diffusal codes than others, that's fine. It's not just one diffusal code per camp. Bomb technician, sorry. Which is a good thing, because that would be really annoying, wouldn't it? 9 out of 12. Oh, we do have to defeat 20 guys though for the bonus, so it's a little less good, but never mind, we'll do it. I'm guessing... oh no. Still not got all the defusal codes we need. Did that bomb technician not have any codes on him? A little bit annoying. Okay, we've got 4 more guys to kill. 1 more code to get. Don't seem to be having much luck around here. There's a bomb technician. Let's get him. I've got 1 more guy to kill for the bonus. Seem to be attracting everybody at the minute. Too close to jump at this guy. Come on. There we go. We've still not got... Oh, we have, yes. We've got the last defusal code. We've killed 20 guys. Take the codes to Celia and Tares. Sudden death. Speak to Katai Pantir. Counter-strike bonus. Defeat Ulgo Strike Force 11 out of 15. We didn't do that, did we? Let's look on our map to see whereabouts that was. Okay, so Celia and Tares is that way. Can't... Maybe I can't zoom in on certain areas. Can I? How do I zoom in on those areas? I guess I can't do that. Okay, well, I'm not going to really worry about that, I'm going to be honest with you. We could fast travel back to Landa Thranta and see where we go to do that. I don't think it's going to hurt too much to do that. It'd be a shame not to get the bonus, wouldn't it? Because we just got to kill 4 guys. Put on map. Can't have been in this area. Oh well, never mind. Let's head.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Back up here, I guess. But actually,
have a safe and pleasant
it
stay.
says to go to that one, so we'll do that. This is very relaxing, isn't it? The fast travel. Well, not the fast travel, the intermediate travel. Don't know what you call this. Like the taxi service, I guess. It's a very, very nice looking map, this one. Probably the nicest in the game so far, anyway. Really reminds me of World of Warcraft, as I've said many times now. In a good way, you know. So that's another game that I would have liked to have got into that, you know, when they did the classic version, when they released that, I would have liked to have got back into that, but, you know, couldn't really afford it, and I didn't really have the time when it was released to jump into it. I'm glad I kind of didn't, in a way, because I was never very good at the game. Just like this one, you know, I just kind of mill about doing the solo content, which isn't really what the game's about. It's about the social aspect of gaming. And I think if you're of a personality type that can get the most out of that, then I think, you know, it's a fantastic thing to take something that at one point was quite a social thing, gaming, you know, with multiplayer, split screen multiplayer and things like that, and then it very quickly kind of devolved into this intense single player experience where even the multiplayer was done not face to face, you know, you were online. In many cases you didn't even have voice chat and things like that. It was very impersonal. But to take that kind of culture and be able to make a game that was really social, you know, and had more to it lore-wise than the what do they call them? Games like Second Life and things. I'm not going to start collecting all that archaeology again. You know, nothing wrong with games like Second Life or anything like that if that's your kind of thing. I'm sure, you know, there's some very creative stuff going on in there. But for me, a nice, consistent world and lore is kind of required. You know, I'm not very big on user-generated content for a game. I'm not saying it's, you know, not, you know, shouldn't be for everybody, but just isn't for me. That's an interesting little feature, isn't it? Like a dam. I'm actually recording this on the day that the dam in Ukraine has been blown up. Well, allegedly blown up at the minute. Am I heading the right way? I don't think I am. Where's this Republic base? It's not to be up here, is it? Where is it? Oh, go on then, you were hidden. Yeah, so if there's been more developments of that story since I've recorded it, well, this will make for an interesting time capsule, won't it? Scoot down this little cliffside. Right, come on. Here she is, Celia Antares.
Celia Antares. I have the deactivation codes you need.
Yuna liska chananga wachi tospa, ini kondinga. Yuna liska chananga wachi tospa, inikondinga. Tanto Suzuka neko higa, ganoli.
Okie dokie. Deactivation codes. That sounds better than defusal, in my opinion. But my opinion is not worth a great deal. Can't go up there. Right. So the next step is to head on through this way. Can we do that? Well, if we can get out of here, we can. I think we're going to have to head down the road, aren't we? Or just scoot down this mountain. Oops. This a wise? And then up. Up here? Perhaps? That way, I think. This is the way we just came, isn't it? It is. So where's the way through? Oh, is it through here? Looks like it, doesn't it? So this is Pantia Refuse Thranta. So we could have travelled here. I don't know why it wanted us to travel to the other place. Oh. Yes, it's in here. There she is. Okay. Just some guys. Just having a little mill about. See, I hope this doesn't set us off on a whole new chain of quests. I'm kind of looking forward to getting Alderaan done. It's an interesting little base, though, isn't it?
Now is the time. The longer that Tick is on the throne, the deeper he digs into Alderaan's veins.
I don't disagree. It's...
Our savior. I'm truly honored to welcome you to House Pantir. I am Princess Katay, the closest excuse for an heir we have after that monster Ugo's work.
I was told it was urgent that I speak to you.
I need your help. Pull my family's butcher off our throne, and I will throw my support behind the Republic's choice of ruler. As I was telling Commander Burdell, conventional force won't win this. Boris Ulga's army is a match for the Organas, and what remains of our Queen's Guard. The only chance is for a small force to enter our states, and take the usurper on.
No one should profit from such a crime.
He should die twice over for every person he killed. Boris Ulgos barricaded himself inside the throne room with his most elite guards. Kill him. As long as he lives, he's a threat.
That is not necessary. The man served the Republic for 20 years. Capture him, and he'll receive a fair trial off-world.
The world will learn of his crimes, and know he was judged fairly.
Thank you.
If you are to face him, you're the only one who can make that choice. But do not trust him to yield the throne alive. This is the private access code for our house's inner sanctum. For what you've done, for what you will do. We must trust you with it. Use it to wrest that dog from our throne. And House Pantir will be forever grateful.
Okay, so we do have yet another mission to go. Oh, and we've got up to level 54. Fantastic. Oh no, even more missions in here. That's unusual. Why did the class quest end before the planetary quest?
You see, Auric, House Organa brings with it some impressive allies.
I suppose so. There is an obvious air of accomplishment. Fine. Stranger, come here.
Please, Auric, where are your manners? Friend, I am Samara Organa, Special Ambassador to House Pantir. This is Auric Gwendon, captain of the Pantier Queen's Guard. A word with you, if you will.
Of course. I have deep respect for House Organa.
Thank you. I truly appreciate your time and attention. Don't you agree, Auric?
Yes, of course. Let me get to the heart of it then. It was the cowardly murder of Prince Gall Pantier, heir to the throne, that plunged Alderaan into chaos. Now, after many years, his suspected murderer has resurfaced. My house seeks evidence to prove the culprit's guilt and show that House Ulgo paid him.
Strong blow against House Ulgo.
We are of one mind, then.
House Organa is pledged to help our Pantier brothers capture and try this criminal. Unfortunately, the evidence we seek is locked away in Castle Pantier, now in Ulgo hands. We need someone to liberate it.
Securing the evidence needed to try this foul murderer is a task worthy of a Jedi.
Brave Jedi, you are a symbol of hope for us all. This could change the entire shape of the war. May the Force be with you.
Okay. And a mission over here, and on Organa.
Master Jedi, I've heard of all your work for House Organa. Please, can you come to our aid once more? The Ulgos are preparing a surprise attack.
I'll do everything I can, but I'm going to need some details first.
I'm a diplomat, sent here to represent House Organa. But since I've arrived, reports have poured in that House Ulgo is planning a surprise strike. Ulgo's forces are mobile, well-trained, and House Pantier is... well, what's left of them are bottled up here. Organa's armies will never make it here in time.
I won't let the Ulgo's invasion come to pass.
It's a relief to have your support in this, Master Jedi. The commanders of the Ulgo army are camped on the outskirts of the old Pantier castle. They'll have half their army camped around them. Take out the generals, and whatever they have planned will fall apart. Luck willing, it'll give us enough time to join with the Pantier in their defense.
Okie dokie. Let's have a look at our map then. Oh yeah, we need to come out of here. We're not allowed mounts in here for some reason, so I'm guessing there's going to be... Is this a story area in here? I didn't think it was. I don't think we passed through a green barrier, did we? Just wondering if there's some kind of event or something that happens in here, but no. It's unusual to have a open area that you can't use speeders in. I might be overthinking it. Usually am. Okay, so we've got to head down that way. Castle Pantier. I'm guessing this is going to be the final Alderaan area then. Looks that way, doesn't it? Unless we go and use our holo terminal and we've got more missions on Alderaan. I find it unusual that the planetary quests have continued in other areas after we've finished the class quests in those areas. Because, you know, the planetary quests are kind of like distractions in a way, where your class quest is sort of what you want to be playing. So when you know you've finished a planet, you kind of want to get off that planet, not continue on with these kind of piffling little... Oh, interesting. We'll sort them out, don't you worry. Defeat the Ulgo forces, 1 of 20. Assault on Castle Pantier. So yes, I'm assuming this is the final. Which is interesting, isn't it? I don't think we've ever had a mission like that before, where it's kind of an assault. So, yeah, we're heading the right way. Oh, it's a little interesting little area of the map, isn't it? So what have we got to do here then? We've got to enter the throne room, find the assassination holo recording, and then defeat Ulgo commanders. So these are all 3 missions that take place in this area, which is interesting to me. I think it would have been better though had that Lord Nefarid been here, you know, in the same area. I think that would have been better, or more interesting anyway, story-wise. Okay, we've nearly done the bonus at least. Do a bit of archaeology while we're here, why not? Turret. Okay, it seems to be screaming, so I'm guessing there's a guy. Oh yeah, behind the turret, using it. Yeah, there we go. That was interesting. Okay, that's the bonus done. Now we've got to find commanders. There's one. Had to jump to see him. One of 4. Game didn't like me going down there for some reason. Shock troopers. Can't see many commanders around here. Shock troopers, invader, commander. Okay, that's 2 of 4 commanders. Shock troopers. Shock trooper. Invader. Do-do-do-do-do. Only interested in commanders, guys. Is that one? Ooh. Looks like it. Oh no, we attracted other people. Sorry guys, we'll have to kill you now. Only wanted your commander. You had to get involved, didn't you? Come on then, where was that commander? There he is. Oh. Okay, so there's one more commander somewhere around that we should kill, I believe. There's one, look, hiding down here. Soon to be dead. Right. So we've now got to return to Andon Organa to complete the coming storm. For the other missions, we need to actually enter the Castle Pantier, which I'm guessing we do by heading up these steps here, taking out these guys probably. Who are we fighting? You. Not up too much, was he? Thank you. Here we are. Some more guys to take out by the looks of it. These royal guards are easier than the others. T7's just taking out these guys by himself, that's fine. Come on, let's get in here then. We'll go Royal Elite Guard. See what colour this guy bleeds. It's the same as everybody else. Okay. Oh, T7 in trouble. Not really. Right. So, we want to be heading down there for Usurper. Up there for... Oh, that's the way we came in, isn't it? So that's just taking us back to the mission. Red-handed is that way, so let's go and do that one. Over here. Is it that way? Yes. A little lift. I think it's missions like this that would be more fun if you had more, you know, if you were playing as a team. Yeah, I do have some guys that I occasionally team up with on missions and things, but it's quite difficult to meet up because we all live in different countries, so and different time zones. So finding a time we can all get online usually means the middle of the night for me, which isn't always bad, but I am trying to be a little healthier in my sleeping patterns and the food I eat and all that good stuff. I wouldn't say I'm incredibly unhealthy. I'm not overweight. You know, massively overweight anyway. I think we'd all stand to be a little healthier. I think especially when, I mean, for my job, I sit at a computer all day, and my hobby is sitting at a computer, so it's important to try and get in some form of exercise, whether that's, you know, lifting weights or running. I couldn't personally do running because I find running to be the most boring thing in the world. You know, there's all kinds of things you can do. I love to read. That's probably one of the best ways to exercise is by listening to audiobooks while you do some mundane exercise, especially if you're like me and you really dislike exercise, because I really dislike exercise, let me tell you. Okay, what am I doing? Is it this? Oh, we've got to find this hollow recording, haven't we? Nope. 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 Is it going to be the last one we click on? Nope. Oh, that's not one. Oh. Okay. Nope. Oh, dear. Not having much luck here, are we? Oh, there we go. Okay. Fantastic. So, where are we going next? Oh, over here, apparently. Okay, use the data recovery terminal. That's this way. I have to kill some more people. Sorry, guys. There we go. Right, down here. Come on, let's get this hollow recording recovered, and then we can hopefully get on with the main mission, and then we can get to our ship and get off Alderaan. Isn't that what we want, really? You'd think by now these guys would just give us what we want and not try to stop us. Looks like there's a bad guy in there, doesn't it? Somebody we're going to have to kill. Kill these guys while we're here. Don't want them interrupting us when we're trying to recover our hollow recording, do we? There we go. Right. Oh, that's all we needed to do. Fair enough. Oh, access the archive backup terminal. Okay, yeah, that's in this room here. Can't charge him because that attack isn't ready yet. Interesting. Come on, buddy, just die. There we go. Right. Some more people to kill in here. We can just go over and do this to begin with. Okay, perfect. Kind of want to trigger some dialogue because I'm just looking at my audio and I'm not entirely certain I'm picking up any game audio. Oh, I am. It's fine. Seems to be very quiet there. Unfortunately, for some reason, every time I upgrade Windows, whenever it does an update, it seems to bugger up the audio setup to, because I use an Elgato capture card for this, and for whatever reason it seems to really, oh bloody hell, what have I done here? To really dislike Windows updates. No, it's not a Sith. Oh, it's another guy with those funny little hats, little dustbins with the window cut out. Looks a bit like Magneto, doesn't he? Is it Magneto that has the square, the hat with a flat top? I don't think it is it? I don't know. I'm not big on Marvel. Hey, this guy's pretty tough. Where's my shield? Come on, T7, you have to help me out here. Okay, it's nearly down. There we go. Perfect. Let's get out of here. Unfortunately, we're going to have to fight our way back, I believe. Come on, let's go. But quite a way to go, unfortunately, back up to the top level, and go to a throne room for the final part, hopefully, of what we need to do in here. And then I'm guessing we can fast travel back to our destination. But like I promised, we are going to get Alderaan done today. We're not going to bugger about splitting this out into multiple videos. We're just going to play it through, because it's kind of annoying that you know, this isn't part of the main story, you know what I mean? It's one of the reasons why I haven't done the bonus series on any of the planets. I just really want to play the story. I'm not that interested in all this extra nonsense. Don't get me wrong, it's great that it's got so much content, but and it gives some interesting context to the worlds that you visit. It's just not the reason I'm really playing the game. Which way is it? That way. Interesting, I don't think we've encountered many heroic missions on Alderaan compared to some of the other planets. Might be wrong. Unless we've missed them all. It's a possibility. Okay, we're out. And it's this way. Ha! A story area. That implies interesting things are afoot. Oh, it's a lift. Throne room. This looks very similar to the abandoned Jedi temple on Coruscant, doesn't it? Look at this. Speak to Bauris Ulgo. This must be him here. He's surrounded by guards who I'm guessing we're going to be killing in any moment.
So, I wondered who would be the first to try for the seat. I didn't expect an off-worlder. Who sent you? The Organas? Those broken fools, the Pantiers? What's your stake in this?
Alderaan will not fall. To the Empire or to you.
Has the Republic forgotten? I won the Battle of Rordak by personally boarding Moff Scepter's battlecruiser. What did the Pantiers ever do except abandon the Republic when the Senate faced a tough decision? The Pantiers' folly has allowed the Thools to return. If I had not stepped forward, the Empire would have Alderaan.
If you don't resist, I promise you'll receive a fair trial.
A trial? I should get a medal! To arms, men! Defend the throne! For Alderaan!
Yep, thought as much. I'm just gonna kill you all. Okay, now we've got to destroy Ulgo's shield generators, it says. Whereabouts are they then? One over here, apparently. Is this it? Oops. Looks like it, doesn't it? What the hell are these guys meant to be? Oh, Kingsguard droid. Interesting. You'll need heavy ordnance to destroy this. What? Where can I get heavy ordnance from? Oh. Little bugger. See, this appears to be a pile of rockets. Can I now destroy it? I can't reach it. Oh, there we go. That's how you do it. T7. Oh, now some guys are running up to fighters. Okay. Oh, there's a pile of rockets there, look. They keep the rockets next to the shield generators. Sensible. Okay, let's get these rockets. And then on to the next shield generator. Okay, so there isn't a shield generator here. This must just be this one. Plenty of rockets though. Yep. Alright then, T7. Another one. Oh, we do actually have a massive rocket launcher. That is quite interesting. Grab some more rockets. Take these guys out. On to the next one. It's just a rinse and repeat, isn't it, this one? Not the most interesting of missions, although it's quite a nice design for the room we're in. I quite like that. So there's one more shield generator after we've taken these guys out. Right, so the last shield generator's over here. We're gonna need another rocket though, aren't we? Here we are. Let's head over there and take this one out. There's just these guys in the middle that need to die. And then I think we should be good to go if we... Oh, didn't see you there, buddy. Sorry. I'm gonna have to repair my gear after this one, aren't I? I haven't repaired them all. I've been playing for nearly 2 hours now. There we go. You don't need to use that right now, because we've already got one. That's fine. Okay. What are you doing? Here they come. And there they go. Right. You guys in the middle. Oh, you've disappeared. Oh, that's nice. It's just Lord What's-His-Face then now, is it? Interesting, they recorded like a unique bit of dialogue there for someone to shout, isn't it? I wasn't expecting that. There we go.
You're making a mistake. I'm the only one with the strength to defend Alderaan against the Empire.
No one will judge you except by the evidence of your actions.
And when Alderaan falls to the Empire, and our people are sold into slavery, who will judge me then?
Lock him in restraints. There's a transport outside. Congratulations. Not many people can say they brought down a king. Commander Bradell will want to thank you himself.
Report.
I hope you've got a strong holding cell on the ship.
Oh, yes. I'm sure Boris Olgo was not one to go quietly. You've done more than the combined might of the Empire and Republic could. Freed the throne from Boris Olgo. But it will still be a fierce battle to keep the Empire from consuming this world.
We must defeat the Empire, everywhere its tentacles creep into our galaxy.
I know you have dedicated your life to ensure this. I cannot hold you here any longer. Thank you for your service. Alderaan is one step closer to freedom because of you.
Perfect. Okay, all our missions are telling us to return, so we might as well fast travel. And just hope that that is the last of the missions and they're not going to try to give us any more. There we are. I think it will be. I think that was the... It felt like a final mission, didn't it, for the planetary quests? Why is this guy jumping up and down? Dodgy turret. Samara! We did it.
You see, Auric, all is well. The evidence has been secured from Castle Pantier.
It seems so. I am pleased we will be able to prosecute the scoundrel who killed our beloved heir. Thank you, friend.
Today, an egregious wrong has been righted. House Organa is grateful to you, and I am grateful as well.
It was surprisingly simple, really.
Then you are a great asset to our cause, and a true hero. You've definitely earned House Organa's generous reward. You've done much to help forward an alliance between House Organa and House Pantier. Good day to you, friend.
Perfect. She didn't ask us to do anything else. Let's hope Andon does the same.
Olgo's commanders are dead.
Our scouts say Boris Olgo himself was heard raging when the news reached him. The Pantiers I've been speaking to are very, very impressed, not to mention my superiors in House Organa. I hope this gift in some way makes up for the risk you've assumed on our behalf.
Okay, it absolutely does not, but thank you all the same. Right, we've only got one mission, and that is to use our ship's hollow terminal. Unfortunately, we have used our fast travel to get here, so what we're going to do is jump on a taxi, I think. And by taxi, I mean weird pterodactyl thing. We'll give us one last look at Alderaan before we head off wherever the hell we're going next. I think into Chapter 2. Okay, here we are.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
Where was the spaceport? There it is.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Okay, have a little look around, shall we? Yeah, definitely a nice, well-designed map, and there's loads of Alderaan that we haven't even looked at while we've been here. So whether or not we explore more of it for the other classes, maybe. It's one planet I am looking forward to coming back to, though. Definitely the nicest one we've encountered so far. Let's look at that. That's really quite weird, actually, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's a datacron thing up there. Wow. I haven't bothered collecting the datacrons since I spent ages collecting a load and then lost the footage of how to do it. So I haven't bothered going round and doing them since. The last planet I did, it was Taurus. So there's quite a few planets I'd need to collect them on. Okay, I thought we were landing there for a minute, but apparently not. I was quite disappointed with how they did Alderaan in the Kenobi series. Really didn't get to see much of it, and what you did just looked like a set. Although to say I was disappointed by something in Obi-Wan Kenobi is, well, par for the course, unfortunately. Very little of that series I thought was good. Very, very little. Next to nothing. Yeah, massive disappointment. I think a lot of it was down to the must be down to the budget, because it just felt so cheap. But then I could probably have forgiven that if the story had have made sense, but it just didn't make sense to me at all. The one line that I thought was going to be the backbone of this story, of Vader in Return of the Jedi saying, Obi-Wan once fought as you do, or once thought as you do, and trying to turn, there's still good in Anakin. And we never saw that in Revenge of the Sith. It was never really explored why Vader thinks that. So I thought, well, that's going to be the spark for this series, isn't it? But it never really came about, We never really got that sense that Obi-Wan was there because he thought there was some good in Anakin still. And then probably my biggest criticism was the kind of shoehorning in of this weird Reva storyline. How on earth did she guess that... Oh, here we are. That kidnap... Why can't... There we are. I've got the wrong button pressed, that's why. Why did she guess that kidnapping Leia would bring Kenobi out of hiding? What was the catalyst there? She just said in the throwaway bit of dialogue, I found a connection in the archives. What? That don't make sense. It needed... It almost needed to have been an accidental discovery, I think. Where the hell am I going? I have no idea. Come on. Let's concentrate. Let's get back to our ship. Use a holo terminal. Find out what we're doing next, and then we can call it a day. Yeah? So I've been recording for 2 hours now. This is going to be an exceptionally long video. But at least we will have finished Alderaan. Please be the right way. Jedi Knight hangar, yes. And I think that's the sad thing about Obi-Wan, is that it would have only taken a few relatively minor changes to make it into a decent series. It needed a much bigger budget. It needed to be a movie rather than a TV series. But other than that, it could have been, it could have been really good. I didn't think the little girl playing Leia was bad. You know, I thought she did a decent job. I'm not, you know, raving about it like some people are, wanting a series of it. I mean, you know, one series of this was enough, thank you. But yeah, some of her dialogue was absolutely atrocious, and she can't run for, well, anything. But still. Okay, the one time I got on and I paused because I was expecting him to say something, he doesn't bother. Interesting.
General, the Death Mark has been destroyed. And I have news about Master Orgus.
Darth Angral broadcast Orgus's execution over the holonet, left the body floating in space for us to find. A Republic shuttle has just recovered the remains from the edge of the Alderaan system. I'm sorry.
Orgus taught me everything I know about being a Jedi.
Darth Angral has no idea what he's brought on himself.
Your master is dead, but he left us a gift. Somehow he planted a tracking beacon on Angral's cruiser without the Sith realizing it. Every time Angral's ship drops out of hyperspace, we know where. Orgus got the last laugh.
It was a brilliant strategy, but I wonder if the cost was too great.
He paid it so others wouldn't have to.
Stand by. Report coming through. Angral is on the move.
We've just picked up the tracking signal in the Euphrates system. That agri-world supplies nearly half of Carson's food. I'm scrambling the fleet, but you're closer.
My ship isn't equipped to fight a battlecruiser, but I'll think of something.
Any damage to Euphrates food production could cripple the Republic.
One warship can only destroy so much.
Tell that to Terrace.
Transmitting Euphrates coordinates. Good hunting.
Right, travel to Euphrates. Okay, let's do it. Oops. Oh yeah? Use your ship's intercom, okay? I can never remember where that bloody thing is. It's over here, isn't it?
No sign of Darth Angral, but Euphrates. I saw this planet once, with Master Kawix. It used to be green.
General, I've arrived at Euphrates. There's no sign of Angral, but the planet... See for yourself.
Receiving your sensor readings. Stand by.
Euphrates' atmosphere looks like it's on fire. What could have done that?
Damage consistent with designs recovered on Ord Mantell. The Desolator weapon.
Angral's taken the planet prison and turned it into something horrific.
The Desolator borrows technology from all our advanced warfare projects. Angral's son was quite the genius.
Euphrates had millions of citizens. Whole continents of farmlands. All that life extinguished. The scale of this it's unthinkable.
Getting an emergency transmission. It's faint, coming from the far side of the planet.
Republic vessel, do you copy? This is medical frigate Daybreaker. We're under attack. Imperial commandos have boarded us. Help!
It's one of ours. The crew may know what happened here.
No more of our people died today. Kira, plot an intercept course.
Already done, Master. Strap yourselves in.
Reach the bridge. Okay. Oh, not the bridge of the ship, I'm guessing. I think they want us to leave. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are... Oh no. What? What is that? Is that something else? The wrong area. Yes, that's something else. Let's not worry about that. I think we need to head into this place, wherever we're going next. I'm not going to do that this episode because I've been playing for 2 hours. In fact, more than that. I will do that next week. Thank you. If I can remember how to do this. For watching.